Would you like to write killer songs that hold their own against the best, but find your lyrics can lack that something special? Well, I just discovered something unexpected that could unlock the next level in your lyrics and songwriting. While working with David Bowie's favourite lyric trick, I discovered a hidden truth that could change how you write songs. So in this video, I'm going to show you the famous cut-up method step by step. Write some great lyrics and a killer song with them, hopefully. Show you the songwriting problem you have that you aren't aware of, and explain how to fix the problem to unlock your full songwriting potential. So I've modified the cut-up method just for you guys to make it easier to find good lyrics faster, and it has 3 categories. And the first one, called Power Words, gives our song a special flavour and moves it in the right direction. Now this method definitely works because it's been used by songwriting giants like Bowie, Cobain and Tom York. But like anything, if you put junk in you get junk out, so you need good source material. And to find the right power words, what you want is a strong starting point by finding something you're excited to make a song about and something that inspires and motivates you in this moment. It could be something literal like a story in your life, an event, a person, or a particular style of song you want to write in. Or you could go a more abstract route using things like a dream, choosing a theme, or an aesthetic you're drawn towards. You just need a focal point so you're not picking out words at random. For my song I had the idea of the chorus being something about a plan of some kind. And for my power words I'm going to go for a Bowie theme since this video is inspired by him. So I've read through some of his songs and titles and got my power words ready to go. Things like chameleon, electric, loveless. All very Bowie-esque. Around 30 words is a good number to give you plenty of variety and interesting combinations. And as you'll see in the next step, choosing your source material is a creative process that has parallels to writing a song because you're following your instincts and letting your creative side run wild. So next we move to source number 2, which we get by finding longer texts that relate to your main idea or theme and suit the style you want the song to be in. You want to consider what you want the tone of the song to be. Is it uplifting, rebellious, heartfelt? Consider the language that you want to use that will create the listening experience. Is it conversational, poetic? Who are these words speaking to? Then you want to search the internet for your song subject and browse and choose a couple of sources of writing and copy the sentences you find the most interesting. These could be poems, newspaper articles, pages from a book or a blog, anything that contains writing related to your song idea. In my case I wanted a poetic feel to some of the lyrics, so I looked for poems about a plan and found one called The Plan that contained some interesting lines I extracted, years before we're both idle again, under the morning fog. And I also used a famous poem called The Wasteland because it was cited as being an early example of cut-up style writing, a heap of broken images, your shadow at morning, looking into the heart of light. Then you want to write a handful of your own lyrics, fragments, some of your own improvised writing, poetry, journals. Try to match the language used so far and keep a similar mood because this will make them all more likely to come together in a coherent way. I wrote some lines that I thought were poetic and fit with these Bowie power words. You go about your silver ways, the big machine leaves its mark, endless sun, timeless tide. These 3 sources will work to give variety to your final lyrics, but also to provide some common threads that will work together when you perform the cut-up, and that's where the real fun starts. And there's 2 ways to do this. The first is the traditional way where you actually write it all on paper, cut it up and scramble it by hand, which is what Bowie used to do back in the day. And for the sake of authenticity, that's what I'm going to do, because I like my lyrics organic, baby. But the easier, faster way is by using a program that Bowie created later on called the Verbicizer, and you can access it here, in which case copy and paste your words into the empty boxes available and click Verbicize. If you're doing it by hand, cut up your sentences and power words and mix them all up. Close your eyes and pick them out one by one in the new order. And this is what I came out with. I've finished, jumbled up the words, reorganised them as per the cut-up method. There are some really interesting lines in there that I wouldn't have thought of otherwise, that go great in a song lyric. But as for the whole thing, creating a coherent picture that could go into a song, I'm just not seeing anything at all. There's nothing jumping out on me, that's for sure. That's probably it. Going to abandon the mission, I think. But just when I was ready to give up on the whole idea, I had to think about how enthusiastic Bowie was about the message and some of the things he described.
If you feel safe in the area that you're working in, you're not working in the right area. Always go a little further into the water than you feel you're capable of being in. There might be something within a sentence which triggers off an idea. The unconscious intelligence that comes from those pairings is really quite startling sometimes.
And that is when I realised the problem that most songwriters have, and it comes from the fact that our brains are wired into well-trodden pathways, and this creates patterns through our habitual thoughts and actions, and this relates to our songwriting habits. The good part is we get our own unique way of writing songs and lyrics, but the downside is it can be a repetitive cycle instead of an inspirational process. And these predictable routines we get locked into means our lyrics often end up being similar to each other instead of fresh and exciting. And because our brains don't like change, when you look at your cut-up lyrics, you're likely to experience a sense of resistance to the process, and it might feel uncomfortable or like it isn't going to work. While I sat there patiently waiting in the silence, looking at the jumble of sentences and all the gaps in the logic and the lack of flow in the writing, suddenly it happened. In a similar way to those magic eye pictures where a random pattern jumps out as a 3D T-Rex, the gaps became more like maps, leading me towards a deeper truth in the disconnected fragments. And I realised what's special about this process is what you're looking at isn't song lyrics, it's a mystery to be solved and the starting point for a deeper exploration. Because it scrambles and bypasses your patterns, it can act like a gateway into the unconscious mind. Missing pieces started to appear as a new story and a more profound meaning emerged. It was almost like the finished lyrics already existed, and like a vase shattering in reverse, the fragments came together towards a perfect starting point. Delivered a truly creative end result, an inspiring new creative tool for writing a song with. And it'll work for you too, but you've got to give the method a chance by sitting with the cut-ups for a time, despite the resistance, and allowing your creative mind to be unlocked as the old patterns fall away. And what's better is your new lyrics will likely fill you with an excitement and a motivation to get the song done. And that's exactly what I did, and now I need your help to finish this art by listening to the song because, well, David Bowie said so.
The work is only one aspect of it. The work is never finished now until the viewer contributes himself. The art is always only half finished.